Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day that you are choosing to watch this video. I just wanted to create a quick little video showcasing our Canvas page. So I know that every instructor sets up their Canvas page differently, so I just kind of wanted to show you how mine is set up and to kind of give you a little sort of lay of the land, if you will. A couple of things to note. One, if you're in my lecture class, notice that this Canvas page will be set up just a wee bit differently than the lecture Canvas page. Two, I'm teaching two sections of the lab section this semester. So one is online synchronous, the other one is in person. So I'm going to show the Canvas setup for the online synchronous page. If you are at Skyline and you're taking it in person, just kind of disregard the stuff about Zoom. Everything else will be all the same, all right? So with all of that said, here we are. So, here's what you should see. So I am in student view at the moment. So when you very first click on your course and you click on this page, this will be the very first thing that pops up. I have not made any announcements yet, but you'll see the first three announcements that I have posted all right here. All right. So say if there's like an emergency and I can't make it to class, or if I have any reminders, whatever, this will all pop up right here. So you should see that immediately. It will also hopefully pop up in your email. That should be a setting that you have turned on, just by the way. The rest of the setup is pretty self-explanatory, but the big first thing here is you're going to notice when you very first click on this page is some of these pages are grayed out, right? You can't even click on them. You're like, what in tarnation? Why can't I view this? Because you have to click this first page first. And then you may scroll down and be like, I want to get all these assignments out of the way. I'm super busy this weekend, yada, 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 but you can't click on them. Oh, guess what? Guess what it says? Prerequisite. You have to view the first module first. All right. So, and you have to view this sequentially, meaning you have to step through all of these in order. I think there may actually be a way around that. If you just click instructor information and communication policy, I don't know why my picture of this isn't showing up. It's shown up in other ones, but whatever. It kind of just gives you a little blurb about me. But also the big thing here is my contact information. It has my email, it has my cell phone number. It also has a link for my virtual office hours, which this semester is from 10 to 11 every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. If you are in my Skyline lab, or if you happen to be on Skyline campus on Friday mornings, I am in building 12, room 140 from 10 to 11 a.m. So, if you need me there, I'm there for sure. And also a big thing about my communication policy, if you send me an email, give me about 24 to 48 hours to respond. If something is really urgent, you are more than welcome to text me. I mean, also if you find anything silly or funny on TikTok or Instagram or whatever, you can send me that too. I like to laugh and smile, and if something reminds you of me, I'm here for it. So those were kind of the big things. And then to step through the rest of the modules, all you have to do is click this little next button. And it will kind of just bring you into this whole getting started, how things are organized, how to contact me. I'm not going to read all this to you. So, just some successful online learning. Even if you're doing in-person learning, these are good little tips and tricks to kind of help make sure that you succeed throughout your time in college. And then student resources and campus tutorials. If you are not taking classes at Skyline, this is still a really beautiful resource page, I think. You can still get a lot of the very same resources that you would even if you're at CSM or Kenyatta. But the big part here is you're going to want to have a take a look at the syllabus because if you go back to our homepage, maybe you noticed that on your very first assignment I would like you to complete would be the syllabus quiz. So we're going to go over the syllabus the first day of class, but I'm not going to read the entire thing to you. I'm really just going to give you like the cliff notes on the parts that I think are important. So read through that carefully. There may also be a little Easter egg hidden in there somewhere. I don't know. But that will be the way that you succeed in completing the syllabus quiz on your very first try. You have unlimited attempts, but you know what? Just get it done on your first try so you don't have to do it again. And then just some other links that I have here are the course schedule, as well as a free PDF to an oceanography textbook. This is not the textbook that I use in my class. However, I do understand that not everyone in the lab portion of this class is taking my lecture section, and you already have the book. It's an inclusive access, so you already have that if you're in my lecture. However, some of us maybe haven't taken an oceanography lecture in maybe a semester or 2 or 5 or 12 or even more, you know, who knows the last time you took oceanography. So I just wanted to provide this. I'm not saying that you need it. I'm just saying if you need extra resources, some students provided this for me a few semesters ago, so I wanted to provide it for you as well. Any hoozly doos, you have some other assignments to complete for this week's to-dos. I'll go over all the full details of this on our first day of classes, but if you want to just go ahead and knock them out, go for it. Notice that these 2 surveys here, the anonymous text survey and the pre-assessment questions, these are not graded surveys, so they won't show up on your calendar, but they will show up on your to do, or they're not actually. Yes, they are. Okay, they're showing up over here. Just kidding. They're here. Don't worry. Your first lab is not due on the 20th. I just need to adjust that date. If you're like, what already? No, don't worry. I promise. So if you are taking the in-person version of this lab, please disregard this next portion here. But if you're taking the online synchronous version, you are going to want to pay attention to the Zoom resources portion. So notice that you're probably not going to want to sift through your emails to try to find any recordings if you need to refer back to things that I've said in the lab. So I'm going to put all of the links here. So you can come back to them at any time. Like if you fall behind in classes, for example, and maybe like you get sick or something happens and you haven't completed lab 3 and we're already up to like lab 7 or something. So you'll be like freaking out, but don't worry, you'll be able to access these here. I do also want to point out that if you are taking the online synchronous version of this class and you can't come to class or you just don't feel like coming to class, whatever the thing is, you should watch the recordings. It will be the most helpful part. Also, the good thing about that being recorded is kind of in the online part, I go kind of fast. So it's a good resource to come back to. And some of the labs may be a little bit too difficult to just look at it and complete on your own with like good, what's it called? Intention, I guess, if that makes sense, or like valiant effort, you know what I mean? So please be sure to go back and watch the recordings. In almost every single lab, I will have little video tutorials of like some assistant stuff, but that may not be as useful as just actually watching the recording. So please watch the recording. Thanks. I can also tell when you do or do not at the recordings. Any whoosies, if you also have any issues watching the recordings, please just let me know. You do need to be signed into your SMCCD account, so please make sure you're signed into that. I hopefully have gotten rid of any of the tech issues in terms of observing the recorded links because there is not a password necessary. So fingers crossed, but we'll see. I mean, technology loves to not work. Anywho's, if you're in my in-person, you can start paying attention again. Everyone pay attention now to how I have the rest of our Canvas page set up. First, you're going to see that I'm going to have all of the lab documents here. So what you'll see is lab 1, lab 2, lab 3, lab 4, etc. You just don't see it here because I don't have them published. I will also have the link to that in the assignments where you're going to turn them in. So say, for example, I go to the assignments tab, I go to lab 1, you'll be able to access that link here as well, right? So there's several ways that you can access the lab, but I like to link them in several places for ease, I guess. So I link them as a Google Drive. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy that document to your own Google Drive, and you can either edit it from there or print it out and fill it out by hand, or use it as a PDF. If you have a tablet, you can use it that way. Whatever works for you works for me. I frankly am happy with whatever, as long as you turn the dang thing in. The next module is lab resources. So I have some overall help, and then in each lab there may be some necessary extra assistance or like extra like smaller YouTube videos, so you're not having to like rifle through recordings, or if you're in person, maybe you couldn't make it to class that day, or you just need extra assistance from the examples that we do in class. Like I'll have resources for you of like things that I have personally made. So hopefully that will be helpful. We do have one potential field trip planned. Mother Nature rules the roost on this though, but anything will be available here. What I'm also going to try and do is have key points slides that I will post here as well. So with each lab, there's going to be kind of a lot going on in each lab, but I want to like make sure that you see like what I want the main points to be, and that's what you'll see here. You do have one project in this class. You'll get more details on that later. You do also have a final exam in this class. I'll go over details with that later. It's not that I want to give you an extra project or an extra final exam. It's just literally part of the curriculum, and they don't let me change that. So sorry, but don't worry, it'll be all right. We'll make it through all of this together, I promise, and it won't be too painful. So that's kind of how I have everything set up in the Canvas page. There shouldn't be too many differences between the Skyline Canvas page and the Kenyatta Canvas page, but if you have any issues, comments, questions, concerns, you want to just say hi, that's fine with me. Just holler at me and let me know. I'm here to answer any and all questions that you may have. All right, thank you so much for watching. See you soon.